So here's one of our areas where we have potted plants. Of course, mango trees, and there are a lot of 7-gallon ones, a few 15s, some that have lost their labels, just all sorts of things going on here. And then you might notice that there are a couple of larger trees. Those are not in pots. Those are in the ground. So we have this one right here, which used to be, as in earlier this same day, much taller than this. And it was way too tall, especially since it has never fruited. If you have a seedling tree and it's just growing crazy, you might think that maybe you should cut it back and eventually top work it. So that was part of today. This is part of the tree. So this was all stuff that was high up on the tree, and it all had to come down because I wanted this tree to be much shorter, and so when I do top work it, it doesn't start off being a giant. It can grow with whatever varieties I put on there after I've done the top working, but I don't want it to be huge before then. So I might actually cut this back even further, but I did cut a noticeable amount from the tree already. So there's another tree actually behind this one, and this tree is grafted, so I probably won't trim that until after it makes fruit. But this one right here, this is a different story since it has not yet flowered at all. It's going to be probably another maybe 4 feet shorter, and I'll trim some of these other branches, make it a little bit more compact, and then start top working. Of course, when I have a scion that I don't know what to do with, sometimes I just put it somewhere, and that happened earlier today. So I had one buttercream scion, and so I put it right here. So hopefully this takes, and I won't be cutting that off if it does take, because it would be lovely to have that growing somewhere. This is, some of these limbs that were under the big canopy that is now half of it is on the ground, this was shading out a lot of branches, and so this happens to branches that don't get sun. This is just like kindling maybe. Then we have a tree that, as I said, earlier today there was a lot more shade here because the canopy was very big, and I thought this was a tree that survived, and it's not. It's got a lot of green leaves from the original tree, but look at this. This is completely dead, and that was because it was not getting any sun, or very, very little sun. So here's a dead plant, all because of shade. So make sure that that sunshine is getting to your plants. This was just a weird area where I wasn't checking, and so that's sort of why that happened. But this tree now, as I said, I've got to trim it back a little bit more, but it is going to be a fun new tree once I start top working it. I'll have to come back and with my clippers and saw, because this is actually shading out some of these trees in pots, so that's not ideal. I'll be trimming this branch back and trimming this other branch back, because when you're in this crowded situation with all sorts of plants underneath this tree, you got to make sure that all the plants get sunshine. So bottom line is, this has to be smaller, and the good news is it'll be a fun little project to top work. It'll be a little ways down the road that when I start top working it, besides the one buttercream graft, but it should be a fun tree in the long term.